Arnprior and Renfrew are two towns that have two rail trails that connect the two communities together. How many places do you know that can say the same thing? Recently I did the Algonquin Trail, and today I'm here at the trailhead of the McNab Braeside Trail, and I'm going to do the same run. Going to go between the two communities, and I'm actually really curious about what this trail has on offer. The reason for it is that no ATVs are allowed on this trail, and this looks like it's going to be more of a rugged trail, which I'm always all about. So to start off with, this is a great start for me, just seeing this single track. And the Algonquin Trail went up around the Ottawa River, kind of traveled through a little bit of forested area, but from the little bit that I saw of this one, seems to be going through more farmlands, and it's more of a direct route. Okay, it looks like the trail's opening up a little bit here. There we go. Oh yeah. And this is the kind of ride I like all day, every day. Wow. Off to a great start. And they really built the old railway line up high in this area. Got a great view of everything around you. Yeah, this is the type of thing that I really like. You've got that trail that's less wide, got the trees that are growing in a little bit. This is a neat experience. No cars. Now it looks like at one point the Ottawa Valley Recreational Trail and the McNab Trail were actually part of the same railway line, because there is a point about 3 blocks to the east of where the trailhead is where you can actually see the hump where the old railway tracks sort of diverted south and would have come over here. It's in somebody's backyard, but kind of neat that you can still make out where the old railway tracks used to be. Nice mix of trees around here too. Got a little bit of a headwind going west. Not too bad though. Just enough to keep cool. Am I gonna get lucky? Oh yeah. Perfect. Looks like the trail here is 2 ruts. It's recently been mowed, so it's in great condition. Pretty nice fields around here. Yeah. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Wow, just beautiful. Old creek running down there. This is like classic Ontario rural countryside. Exactly the kind of thing that I'd hope to see. Now, when I did the other ride on the Algonquin Trail, I actually had no idea that this existed up here. And kind of a funny story of how I discovered this one. I was editing the video and I got distracted. Rhonda asked me something and left the computer and went to go talk to her. When I came back up, I like labeling my crossroads. So I was looking at the maps, sort of following along my path, and I couldn't recognize where I was, but I was looking at the trail. So I'm like, did I scroll down or something? Where am I? And I scrolled up a little bit and I saw Arnprior, and that's when I realized, oh, hey, wait a minute. There's actually another rail trail up there. At that point, I decided, okay, I'm gonna follow this along, see where it goes. And that's when I discovered that this guy actually travels to Renfrew too. So that made a pretty easy decision for me to decide to come back out here and run this next. So here I am a week later, and yeah, right now this is everything I'd hoped it would be. Wow. I've said it before, but I'm the kind of guy who just loves farmland. So to be going through a rail trail that's crossing all through the farmlands like this, it's actually kind of pretty special to me. Coming up to a highway here. Perfect timing. I don't think I could have timed this better either, because it looks like this was cut just this week. I've been seeing some wild parsnip along the sides too. Might mean that there is some wild parsnip on the trail whenever it gets a little overgrown. Something just to keep an eye out if anybody comes out here to do this run. Parsnip and hogweed have gotten a really good stranglehold across the province in the last, I'll say 10 years. So it's pretty much everywhere at this point. Yeah, this is great. Trail's actually in really good condition. This is very easy to ride. It's just a little more rugged. Nice red barn. One other thing you might notice is that my handle grips are a little bit different this week than what they were on the Algonquin Trail ride that I did last week. And it's another story I'll get into right now. It was about 30 degrees last week, and over the last year I've been having a problem where my handle grips just keep sliding around on my handlebars and they slowly come off. So I've got to constantly keep on adjusting them, bringing them back in, twisting them around, and it's just been a big pain. So I got to thinking, you know, if I had some grip tape that I could put underneath between the handle grips and my bars, I might be able to stop them from moving around. But I didn't have access to any grip tape. I got thinking, well, you know, hockey tape is pretty much the same thing, right? So I pulled out the hockey tape, did up my handlebars, grips didn't move around at all, loved it. Did a couple of rides throughout the week around town and worked just great. Until last weekend, when I decided to go and do the Algonquin Trail. Well, it was 30 degrees out, and you know, the bike's baking on the back of the car for an hour and a half on the way up. When I got up to the trailhead, well, those handle grips weren't staying still at all. They were just like swimming in goo. Like goo was just oozing out of them. I knew I was going to be in for a fun ride. So I pulled out the tape. I couldn't clean up the glue any. I mean, there was like a lot of sludge there, and just hit the trail. And anyways, lots of messing around with that. It was a really interesting experience. And then when I got home, I tried cleaning them out, but that wasn't happening. So went online, got myself some new handlebar grips, and that's the story with these guys. That's nice because I've got the little bull horns here on the sides, so when things are nice and smooth, you sort of reach there and it's a little bit more comfortable. And you probably heard it in my voice the last little bit, but trail's definitely rougher on this section, and I love that kind of thing. Yeah, this is just great. So around here, I'd say that the trail is a mix of railway gravel and road gravel, but looks like most of the railway gravel is kind of sunk into the ground, so it's not awful. It's not great, but rideable, totally. Nice. Looks like I'm coming up to my first railway bridge crossing, and they've left the wood here. Beautiful creek. That's what I love. When the landscape opens up like this, And you can see the old farms with the crops growing right next to you. Just great. I lost my microphone fuzzy out here last week. That was my last one for my wireless mic. Unfortunately, you can't buy spares for the mics. Luckily, I had a second mic that Rhonda got me for Christmas. So this week is the first time I'm taking out the new mic. That's a really cool crossing right here. Now, from what I could tell on maps, this trail looked like it was a more direct route between Arnprior and Renfrew. And I'm kind of feeling that here today too. This is neat. See, this has a more trail feeling than the Ottawa Valley Recreational Trail. I really like that. Pretty cool. Even though this is going to be more farmland, there's still sections like this through the woods. All right. This is amazing here. Wow. A little bit of examples of Canadian Shield rocks around. Wow. In my head, when I think of riding rail trails, this is what I think about. I don't think about crushed gravel and perfectly manicured trails. This right here. It's stuff like this, which is why I just love the Cataraqui Trail so much, just the surface. And I know I'm still just at the beginning of the ride, but man, if this keeps up like this, this might be my new number 2. I love the K&P Trail, but it doesn't have that same rugged quality to it. It just gives you that feeling of, hey, you're out in the country. You're not out in the city. It's going to be rougher. It's not going to be kept up as much, and that's part of the experience. a bad noise. What was that? Well, everything's looking okay. Must have just kicked something up. Wouldn't be the first time I've knocked the chain off during a ride or had an issue. And the distance to my left, I think I'm seeing the Trans-Canada Highway. Oh! That was a big bump. To my left, I think I saw a bit of the Trans-Canada Highway there. Not quite sure if I'm at that point yet or if it's just a little country road. But it looked to me like it was a lot of traffic when I could see through the trees there for a bit. Nope, that was a Trans-Canada. Here's the bridge that goes over it. Now once I cross over the Trans-Canada Highway, I believe the name of the trail changes. So just to get a little bit confusing, the McNab Braeside Trail becomes the Millennium Trail. That's not the same Millennium Trail that's down in Prince Edward County. There's no connection between the two. I mean, I suppose you could take this to the end, ride the K&P Trail down to Kingston, and then take the Waterfront Trail down to Picton. But other than that, they just share the same name. This is nice out here. Kind of funny. There's a bird there to my left just flanking me, riding along with me. It's always nice when you've got a riding buddy. Yeah, I can say it already. If you live in the Ottawa area and you don't mind riding a bit of a rougher trail, something that isn't quite as taken care of as the Algonquin Trail, hit this one up, no questions. I'm not quite sure where to go here. Well, oh, okay. So apparently, this is just like that one section of the Cataraqui Trail where, yep. It's a little grassy. Oh, this is cool. Loving this. Oh. Man, I wish all rail trails were like this. And I know they can't be because, you know, you've got all sorts of different people of different skill levels that you're trying to open them up to. But this is just so much fun. Neat. Man, I love the scenery around here. This is a lot like what the woods and stuff are like around Charlotte Lake. And if you've never heard me talk about Charlotte Lake, I spent a lot of time my summers there growing up. And beautiful area in Ontario. I am so glad I discovered this and made a point to come out here this week to do this. Just have the two trails back to back like this. Yeah, if I was living in either Renfrew or Arnprior and wanting to bike from one place to the next, I know which trail I'd pick. Now this is looking like this could get a little mucky if we have some wet weather. But other than that, this is fantastic. I mean, you always hear me talk about how much I enjoy my trips out, but it's rare when there's just like totally this extremely positive vibe that I'm feeling. Wow. Man, it's one thing to check something out on Google Maps, but totally different thing to come out here and experience this for yourself. I just had a feeling this was going to be a good one. Hey, no cars. A little cooler today than it was last week, which is nice. And I've also got a headwind today too. So this is definitely way more of a comfortable ride. Lots of parsnip. Well, I remember last week I was talking about at least there weren't any fallen branches across the trail. It's been a while, but here we go. The first fallen tree I've seen in a long time. Looks like it can go around it to the side though. And no parsnip too, which is just great. Oh, there's a big birch. I wonder if that was a beaver. Looks like there was a beaver dam there to my left. Those little guys will cut down anything. And they are surprisingly strong. So I'm spending more time in the left track than I am the right track, because all the grass seems to have gone in the right track, and just want to make sure that I'm seeing what the trail ahead of me is like. So something like this, I've got a pretty good idea. It's smooth and I don't mind being on this side, but when it gets a little rougher, oh, wow. Yeah, like right there. Oh, got something here. This bathroom. Yeah. It's like a bathroom for the snowmobile club, but I mean, if you're cycling here in the summertime with all the wild parsnip around, probably not a good idea to make your way in there. This is just great. Looks like it's got another bridge. Just a little guy. Oh, wow. Pretty cool. And a big thank you to all the landowners who opened up their land to let this kind of trail be possible for everybody. It's kind of an unwritten rule among cyclists when we ride these trails that we do keep an eye out for anybody who does look suspicious on properties. So it's one bonus of having a rail trail around, is that you do have a couple more eyes on things. Cyclists are a pretty good group of people, and hey, if we can help somebody out, always happy to lend a hand. This is oh, I am just loving this. Honestly speaking, this was not what I was expecting at all. I mentioned it at the start of the video. I was expecting to be going through farmlands, and I've gone through a bit of farmland, but there's been so much more woods than I thought there would have been on this trail. Am I gonna get lucky again? I am. And I love that this is an option for cyclists where ATVs are not allowed on the trail. Up in this area, you don't have too many of those. That's cool. Huh. Man, this trail is just putting a smile on my face the whole time. Yeah, this section's a little rougher. Very, very easy to ride on though. I've talked before about variety on the trail. This one's got variety in what's around me visually, but also on the trail surface itself. So it just keeps you stimulated the whole time. Now the last run that I did between these two towns, I went from bridge to bridge. I started off in Renfrew on the bridge across the river and ended up in Arnprior, crossing the river on the bridge there. Today, I'm basically going from start to finish on this trail. I'm going as far as I can. So that's going to take me all the way to where the K&P Trail enters into Renfrew. Now with me being an outsider, I'm finding that when I looked at maps to try to find my way there inside the town, I found that the ending was a little bit confusing, but I think I can work it out when I'm there. If not, I'm going for a ride. Which, as I'm sure everybody knows by now, isn't a bad thing for me. I'm in a different county now, and they must have a different maintenance schedule for the trail. These things are a lot more overgrown here. But there's a lot more gravel on this section, which means it's pretty easy going. Wow, that's beautiful. Huh. Yeah, sometimes you just got to be quiet and take it in. Nice field. Love the old barn there that's made out of old logs to my left. Look at that, huh? You don't see too many up around here made like that. Beautiful countryside here. The whole area between Ottawa and, Algonquin Park, very, very beautiful part of Ontario. And it's nice that I don't live too far away from it, that I can get up here and just enjoy a trip like this. Oh, I think this is it. Yep. This is where I pass under the Trans-Canada Highway. So once upon a time, trains would have run through here, and now it's just a few lucky cyclists. Anybody paying attention who's not familiar with the area might notice that I talk about the Trans-Canada Highway up here, but then I also talk about it a little further south than where I am. And that's because just west of Ottawa, it splits in two. You've got a northern route, which is the 17 or 417, and then you've got the southern route, which is Highway 7. They both have their pluses and minuses when you're traveling on them. For my money, I love the northern route. I just think it's a lot nicer of a drive. I don't see any telegraph poles. Always get to a point on my ride where I start looking for them, see if I can see anything. And I'm not picking up anything here. Oh, looks like we're getting into a populated area already. I don't know what this is. Very nicely landscaped. Kind of curious to see what's coming up next here. Almost didn't see that stop sign. And hey, another railway bridge. Our railway lines always seem to run around marshlands. I like that. You never know what you might end up seeing around marshlands. This beautiful day. Guess they must be doing some road works here. what that metal pipe was back there. Okay, so there is wild parsnip in the middle of the trail and along the sides here. Just trying to be careful. At least that's one good thing about that plant, is it's pretty easy to spot with a yellow. Oh, this is cool. That breeze feels so nice too. It's like just the perfect amount of breeze. I like this. Just traveling by the road. A lot of our railways are gone now, but I remember when I was a kid, we'd be traveling down country roads like this, and I remember there were some roads where you'd have the train tracks just this close to the road, and you'd get lucky on a trip and just see the train passing along right next to you. I always loved that. If you would have asked me when I was a kid if I ever would have pictured myself out in the country like this, doing rides like this, oh, I would have never said yes. Never even would have crossed my mind. Now, of course, being a kid, you would always dream when you had your bike and you'd see the railway tracks and you'd think to yourself, oh, I wish I could just ride the rail and take it from one place to another. How cool would that be? That might be part of the whole appeal of doing these for me, is just, in a way, it's making my childhood wish sort of come true. Just that we've got that ability to do it now. I also mentioned it when I did the K&P Trail ride too, but you'd hear people talking all the time about how scenic it is, and not too many people got the chance to ride these trails. But now you've got that ability to get out and see these for yourself. I like that they've kept this narrower here. Starting to see some big buildings. Wonder if that means I'm getting near Renfrew. Seeing a lot of buildings actually. Looks like the cows must use that to get by. Thank you. Beautiful countryscapes. Wow. Pretty cool. Welcome to Renfrew. Place your ad here. There you go, folks. You want to advertise your business? It's the place to do it right there. Not at the end of my journey yet. I've got to make it through the town and find my way to, is that a beaver? That is a beaver. No, that's a muskrat. They're very similar. Let's see if I can get lucky here. Oh yeah. I don't know what it's been lately, but man, I've been getting so lucky on my road crossings. Well, back into Renfrew. I honestly didn't think I'd be back up here anytime soon. I thought, you know, the Algonquin Trail ride that I did recently, I thought that was going to be my last time around this area for a while. I still have a big list of rail trails I wanted to check out, but when I saw this one, it's like, man, I just got to do it. This looks so cool, and I'm so glad I did. This is a great experience here. A lot of variety on this trail. A lot of things I wasn't expecting to see. And I just found myself engaged the whole time. Oh, this is nice too. Now that we're into the town, they've put up some lamp poles here. So this would be illuminated at night. Love it when a community takes care of its rail trails like this. Okay. These trails are an amazing resource. This looks like part of the trail would have gone here, but there's no way up the curb. Rejoin it here. And keep going. Yeah, a lot of diversity on this trail. Now, this is the part where the trail no longer exists and I need to go down around here. Right here. So we'll rejoin it. Pretty cool. Oh, neat. Bit of a bumpy section. Really raised high up over everything here. pretty cool. Getting near the end of the McNab Braeside Millennium Trail. Almost to what's known as Renfrew Junction, where the different train lines would have met back in the day. Is this a beaver? That's a beaver. No, that's a muskrat. So the trail would have run straight back in the day. Now I think it's a towing company that owns the land there. Just kind of does a little detour around. Kind of like the detour up in Smiths Falls. Yeah, I really love this trail. This is cool. Oh yeah, we got a hill here and everything. Great way to end it. And once again, very lucky on my road crossing. And that's the end of my ride. Well, that's the end of my experience on the McNab Braeside Trail. I wasn't expecting it to be as great as what it was. I really enjoyed that trail, in case it wasn't obvious. Anybody living in the Ottawa area, I highly recommend it to you. It's a really fun ride to do. And if you want to experience both the Algonquin Trail and the McNab Braeside, you can definitely start in Arnprior, work your way down here on one in Renfrew, and then finish up using the other. It would make for a great day. Me personally, I'm heading back on McNab Braeside. I'm looking forward to doing the trip back on this beautiful rail trail.